Piles of Paragraphs challenge hosted by Lori. It is the Grungy Tag Challenge and it is for 2026. Now, she usually does the prompts the first Wednesday of the month. And that would be March 3 of something. And I plan to upload my video end of month, March 31st. But I have time in order to kind of do this. So today I was able to sit down and actually get this done. Now, remember that when I do my videos, I'm doing the current one and then a throwback to the first year she did it, which was in 2025, and March was book page. So I've already prepped my tags, and she has, when you watch one of her videos, I think they're linked below. I'll double check to make sure that they are. You can do a small tag, a medium tag, or a large tag. So I've already cut a bunch of bases out of random master boards that I had created. So they just have whatever on them, right? Just anything. I wanted to use this as a way as to crack into some of my stash. So I created the rectangles that are ready for the small tag. So I need one for this challenge, which is going to be the 3 of something. So I'm going to take one from there, from the medium tags. Okay, going to grab, let's say just grab this one. And then from the large tags, let's just dig in here and grab this. I'm making sure I just got one. Yeah, this one. Okay. So I know that she does, I want to say she does the medium tags. And I think another YouTuber, like I would be a YouTuber and she's a YouTuber in the same sentence, but Gail Augustinelli does the large tags when she does her grungy tag challenge. Now this is not a mass make situation. This is just a let's do the prompt. So again, the prompt is 3 of something. So let's see what we're working with in terms of map and that. So 2 very similar. I'm going to get my little tab punching shapey thingy, which is this, and also my hole puncher. I think maybe, I don't know if the last time I put grommets in them, but we'll see. Oh, excuse me. You know what, actually I'm gonna stick with this. I think I'm gonna do these with this notch punch here. So I'm gonna find the middle of that paper. We got the hole punched out. I'm gonna punch the hole. So now 3 of something. So really this is more like of a decorating, having fun, you know, getting our master boards from being master boards to being ephemera that we can actually kind of use. So I guess if you have 3 elements of the 3 elements of something, then you are following with that process. So we have this one. I'm gonna cut our little tab shapes. There we go, number 2. And then let's see here. Gotta make sure you get it in there nice. Okay, that one. All right, so let's dig into the stash of goodies and bits and pieces. So I have my box of leftovers to the left of me. So I've got little bits and pieces in here of things that I could take. And then I also have like my box of stickers and florals and paper and all kinds of other goodies over there. Then I also need we need our inkies. So I'm gonna keep this guy out, and I think I'm gonna keep the ground espresso. So let me find that. So all this is like a little box that I got from the Dollar Tree. I used the rub-ons that we get over there to decorate the side, and I had my daubers in there. They were falling all over the place even when I put them down because of the domeness of some of them. They're not all flat like this one. So I took toilet paper rolls, cut them, squished them so they can help hold my guys up. So little hack. If you are needing to kind of keep your stuff to the ready. So these are my usual daubers. Okay, so let's just grunge this up as we start to think, what could we do? So maybe just 3 of whatever kind of items. So I can add a background piece. So I'm just gonna ink up the edges. Some layers of some papers. Now, with 3 of something, doesn't need to be 3 of the same paper. Don't know. Am I gonna lend it to the same theme across all 3? I don't think so. I think I want to try to change it up when it comes here. So I'm gonna see probably maybe 3. I can do florals on one. I can do let's see, kind of what else do I have? I've got a lot of flowers. I have some doodles. I think I did doodles last month on one of the challenges. Because you know what, I have to use what I have. Oh, I bought some butterflies actually, and I think they're kind of cute. They're like 3-dimensional. Ooh, I know I hate those little flicky things. 3-dimensional from the Dollar Tree. So I might want to do that. I could probably put that because they're kind of big on this. I can do maybe some little mini florals on that one. And on this one, I have maybe some birds, like, you know, they take flight and they fly. So they're gonna go around the world. I've been noticing that my camera seems to be trying to focus. I'm just shifting you guys a little bit because I felt like I was gonna smack you, well, smack the camera. Anyway, so I did a bunch of little pieces like this that I feel like maybe, so we can pop up 3 little birds, because birds and the map and the, you know, traveling the world, etc. Well, this guy's in a nest. Let's see if we can find another one that we kind of see its legs. You know, yes. So, you know, I like these challenges because they make you use the things that, you know, you've been hoarding and stuff like that. And I know it's like, why are my pretty little birds in here? It's because they were just little and they needed someplace to just throw them. Let's see, hopefully we have a bird with some legs in this guy. No. Okay, we're gonna, then let's see. Oh, she's kind of dark though. Let's see if we can find something. Let's give it one more look. And if we can find one with some more color. Okay. So once I do that, I think I'm going to pull some of this. This is a tea bag. I think I'll use that as a layering element. I'll probably use this with the butterflies. We have some of these book pages that are kind of brittle. So I'll just be able to kind of use those to layer. I like to use some black. I think I'm going to use that to help offset the birds. All right, I stopped looking for the birds. Let's see here. Wait. I thought I had one. Oh, the hummingbird. She's actually flying. Okay, we're going to do that because it has some bright colors. So these guys are going to go back in my little stash over here. And we're going to use the black over here. Possibly with some book page. Okay, and like, you know, let's do the 3, right? 3 there. So we're gonna do something to make this over here. If I'm using the book page there, I don't want to use it on every single one. I want to change it up. What the heck? Dust. This is gonna be for the butterflies. I just cut this from some cards I was making. So this is kind of hard paper. I don't think I want to use it for that. Maybe I'm going to grab some of this. These are these little pieces. I have some pieces here. We'll use some of that. And let's see. We'll use that with that. Maybe not. What are we gonna put here? We said we were gonna put, what the hell? Oh, florals. So let's see if I have, I think I would like something with some green to it to add to the florals. So I think we'll use a piece of that as a base. Okay, and then let me go grab some flowers from here. And we'll grab three little pictures of, we got 1, 2, what is this? Oh my goodness. And this 3 different colors, that's fine. So that's our three of something there. And then we have this, and I'll grab the butterflies in a minute. So let's work on the little one first, which is this one. It's gonna be super simple. Just gonna take pieces and I'm gonna throw it back into my stash. Okay, let's see. We'll add a little bit of inking around here because we want to be able to distinguish. And I think I have some ribbon. Let's see here. For another little color, I think I'm gonna grab this and some double-sided tape for now. Okay, this is just an Elmer's brand. I got at Ollie's. You put the paper down like that. You lift up the backing. It's very similar to like the white paper tape, except that it's on a roll. And I think I'm just going to put that down like that. And we're just going to wrap it around 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times, right? So I have 3 little wraparounds. We'll stick that there. Let's get a scissor. Okay. And we're just going to cut that, and then let's just spread her out like that. I think that's cute. And let's spread this out as well. Okay, and then we're going to affix this down to there with that double-sided tape. I'm just making sure. What the hey, you know what, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Where's my glitter glue? Yes. Okay, we're gonna go to town with this. We're gonna do a bunch of stuff. So this is coming out at the end of March, so I've just been doing the March Madness. So this is technically on the last day of March. Not March Madness, that's basketball. Mass Make March. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, so I've been doing that, and I've been making a ton of different things, and it's good to just make one of something. It's not my usual go-to. I like to make sure that I benefit from the papers that I decide to crack into. I'm just gonna go in here and look for a little strip of something to make as a topper. So I know I had some paper in here too. It's like little bits and pieces everywhere, right? Oh, this is interesting. Do I want to put a little something underneath it? No. A little bit of bling is good enough. Okay, so yes, let's just fold it a little bit like this, right? And then I'm gonna cut that there, put this back in the paper, and this guy's gonna go inside here. And I'm going to do a little topper like that. That's cutesy. Let's glue her in. And then we'll add the flowers, and we'll be done with one, which is gonna be 3 of something, and that's gonna be the 3 little flowers. Okay. So, okay, I think it's a little long. I'm gonna bust out the pinking shears. I should get a pair that's just for fabric and then a pair that's just for paper, but I don't pink things that much. I am gonna throw these little bits out though. Okay, so now let's position these guys where I want them, and so I'm trying to figure out what is going to make them be something like that. Now this guy's kind of big. I think I want him on the bottom, and I just typically I'm just gonna go with it. I'm not gonna overthink. at all. Okay, like this here. I am going to put it a little off, and that's fine because it was a little too on top of each other. Okay, this one I'm going to put them up here as well, and add a little art glitter glue to the back. Even though these seem really good and sticky, you know, just that little backup. Okay, there we go. And I'll get this out of the way. And then I'm going to put this bad boy over here, right there. Yep. Come on. All right, I should be taking it from the back. These are pretty nice stickers. They have a really thick front consistency. Okay, I'm noticing that I've been way out of frame. I just looked. I'm so sorry. Let me adjust that in a minute. Let's see. Let's put this one there. Okay, so I don't know what that is from. I tried to clean it off before. All right, let's do that. So, all right. Okay, so we have one of our, oh no, you saw that, right? Where did it go? Oh, it's over here in my drawer. Hold up. I need the glue thingy. I'm meaning the peg. It's not a peg, the needle. All right. All right, so we're just going to go back here and we're going to clean this up. Okay. So the nice thing about this is that I kind of decided before I started the challenge that I would do one of each size. I think a lot of times I find myself doing the same size over and over again, as I feel like sometimes I don't think, you know, this little size is anything, whatever, useful or whatever. You don't think about this size, but you're gonna have little pockets, so yeah. All right, so there's our first one of 3 of something, so we have 3 florals. Okay, let's grab our next little thing and make a little composition out of this with the birdies. Okay, so I am gonna put down some tea bag. Do I want to double it up, or do we want to save it? Or we can double dip, sort of. I am gonna save this because tissue like that is always pretty decent. Let's do that. To put there, and then I'm just gonna take this little microscopic. Now this I'm not gonna save, this little tiny piece right here, but we're gonna also make that the topper. So here we go. We're gonna do this. All right, and we're gonna do this. Can I scrunch it? I think maybe I'm gonna try to scrunch it up a little bit. I'm gonna put glue down the page, or down the tag rather, and then I'm gonna put it from here to there, right? Get it on the tag, and then kind of get this to be down. Okay, okay. All right. Okay. Now, let's see here. What do I want to do? I think I want to get a little crafty with this. I want to take these guys. I want to punch another hole. Let's see here. Something smaller. I'm going to stick this in there. Just punch another hole. Super soft paper. Put those in there. Okay. And then I want to put this through here. I don't know, I think that would be fun. Right? Yeah, that's fun. Since this is already kind of messed up, I'm gonna go over my garbage can and I'm gonna just, you know, do this to get that texture, but I don't want to make a mess here. So quickly just going up and down the side because it's black. So we know that we're not going to really ink it. So to add something to it, I'm just going to do that. Okay, so let's see here. We got a little bit of this going on. Now let's cut it because we're not going to use that long. Let's see how that looks. A little bit less. Okay. All right. Finish up the edges. Okay, all right. So it'd be helpful if I wiped off my hand, right? All right. Okay. These guys have already been inked with something else, but I think I'm gonna hit them with the Ranger, the ground cinnamon. Now this paper is so brittle. Look at this. Let me show you. Right. It's like you forget it. It's so soft, right? So what I've been doing is if I want to add a little bit of color, I'm just laying it down into the ink pad and kind of just doing something like that. So back may be a little darker than the front, but you can, you know, kind of get something going on to that book page, because, you know, sometimes even the book page can feel a little too stark, if you know what I mean. So we're doing a little texture on that, right? And then one more time. Okay, now, if you like the back, hey, I'm doing it for the texture in the front. And let me see. Yeah, I just want to add a little bit more because I think what I used was walnut stain, and it's a little more on the brown, and this one has that little bit of, it's dark, but it has, I don't know, a brightness to it. I don't know, like a lightness, or maybe like that's a yellow undertone that's kind of making it feel more, you know, bright. Okay, so we're gonna take our little circles, and I'm just going to kind of put them on our thing. So I'm going to create our little background like that. Okay, just trying little fun little things here. Okay, I think I'm gonna need to glue them on one at a time. Okay, you need to go over here. Okay, okay, I'm gonna just go under here. I don't want to manhandle them because it is still that very delicate paper, but you know, I'm gonna bring this one over here. I know I just did it and I'm doing it differently. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. Let's put a little bit of glue right there, because I am gonna put another layer of the butterflies, of the birds. Okay, so we're gonna put that there, and then this one. And I'm not concerned about the words being upside down or anything of that nature. Okay, let's see here. That's that, like that. Okay, so I'll let that do that for a minute. Okay, all right, this is a little too, there we go. Let's tap off all of this little bit of debris. Okay, get this out of the way. So I want to place this on here. If it goes over, I'll just cut that off. That's not a problem. So now let's add glue to the entire back. See how delicate it is? Eesh. Be careful, Dee Dee. So, I mean, you don't want to exclude using, you know, these book pages that, you know, maybe you bought the book, you didn't realize, you know, what was going on when you bought the book, but you don't want to exclude like having a complete waste, right? You want to be able to use everything that you have. You want to, you know, so we're going to just be more gentle, but still incorporate it in a way, right? Okay, so now I come in here and I could add a little bit of adhesive underneath. I'm gonna smush that down. And then on this side, the same thing over here. I'm gonna add a little bit of adhesive under the fact, underneath. Especially when you have like other shapes, right? You don't know where exactly the adhesive needs to be. Okay, I probably don't need to put the adhesive there, but that's okay. Now, I dirtied up the back. Sad situation. I'm gonna cut this off. Okay, now we wanted this for to be for writing. I've filthied it up. Not intentionally, you know, the space can get a little messy. It happens, right? I just happen to have some book page over here from another book that I was using another little thing before, right? Let's see here. Okay, just to cover up my mess. Let's see here. Let's get a little bit off of this, right? Not that it should matter, but, and even though I'm looking for writing, the edge I think would look cute to have a little bit of definition of where the area is to write. It just keeps it in with what we're doing here. So I'm going to add some glue to the page. Okay. And yes, I'm only going to do the edges. And then let's get this guy in. Okay, so we took care of the back. We had a momentary blip to go to the back. That's okay. All right. Now let's finish up the front. And so we have 3 circles, and we have now to add our 3 birds. And like I said, I'm gonna double use this tea bag, right? Because why not? Let's put it in here and just add the topper for now. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see, can I flatten this guy out? Okay, and let's add a little bit of adhesive right there. It's going to go through the tea bags because it's really porous, and we need to put it on the back as well. Okay. All right, so we're almost done with the medium, so let's get our birds. So we have our hummingbird, we have this other guy here, and we have this one there. So usually I would like to have my things kind of layer and touch each other, but I think with this case I'm fine with it being like that. I think I'm gonna switch up this bird and this bird because of the colors. This was a little too close to the colors, so I'm gonna put this guy up here. Okay, and just gonna, there we go. We're gonna put this bird over here towards the center. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go here. I'm kind of trying to, like, I want to see the see what I just did there, but that's okay. We'll just glue it. We'll just glue it on the hat back and stuff like that. I think I need to come up with something else to do with these book pages, in terms of, you know, being able to get some use out of them. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now we have our book page. 3 circles and 3 little birdies. So we have our 3 of something there. Now let's do the final one, which is going to involve those big butterflies. So this is going to be ostentatious. It's going to be in your face. So using this color, let's see if this is going to work. Let me go grab the butterflies. Oh, there's actually 4. Okay. They're huge, but you know what? I'm going to own it and I'm going to go with it. Okay. So let me get them out of the crinkly bit. Okay. And let's take a look at these, because I actually think that we can get more bang for our buck. Yeah, I think so. Meaning I'm going to just take them off like I just did, and I'm going to try to remove the adhesive thing that was there, right? So I'm gonna do that. So now I have see, it was like a little foam thing. So now we have an acetate one with some glitter that we can keep, right, and have in our stash. And then we also have the one that we're gonna put down here. So let me get them off of the acetate. The acetate is perfect for making shakers. If you saw, I made some shakers. I used some really thick acetate during this Mass Make March. And so, you know, That was a thing. And this is really, it's a little cloudy, so maybe better for like slides, which I also think I planned and I did it someday this month. So we're gonna have some acetate butterflies so we can keep for another project, right? And then we're gonna have some paper ones that we're gonna take off and get rid of this in a minute. So let's see, what do I want to use? You could also use more than one butterfly in terms of, so like we have this butterfly, and let's say we have this butterfly down here, right? And then maybe we want to add the third one as the acetate, so it's a little more of a pop. We could do that, or we could just stick with the paper version. I think I'm gonna do a little acetate pop one. So let's clean up these guys over here. So all I'm trying to do is like take the adhesive. You know what, I should try one of those little square booger erasers, you know, those little hard rubbery things that are supposed to get rid of adhesive. But I'm just working it with my finger. The oils from my finger, the rubbing, it'll roll it up. It'll take a little bit of a minute, but you can get it. It'll come off eventually. It's already working, coming off. If you don't like how that looks, if it looks a little messy, I would take a wipe if I had one here, and then just wipe it down a little bit. I'm also noticing that they don't have antennae, which is fine. So I wipe that off, okay? If I want to kind of just ink up a little bit and knock off some of that white, I'm going to do that off of the butterfly because it is kind of on the bright and we're trying to go a little bit on the grungy. Mind you, I say that when I'm thinking of putting this pink dyed bounty paper. Okay, let's get this guy off too. So again, pressure. My finger is the back where I'm rubbing, so I'm less chance of me ripping, but the oils from my fingers and the dirt basically are getting underneath that adhesive as I'm rolling it, and it's adding. And there we go, almost done. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna clean that up in a minute, but let's just, you know, knock off the edges, hitting the tops for some grunge. Okay, now this is the Stress Permanent, so it's all over the place a little bit. This is a little bit shinier surface, but I think it's going to be fine. It'll eventually dry up. So now let's take a minute or a second or two to get all these little boogery bits of adhesive that I rubbed off out of the way so it doesn't intrude into what we're doing. Okay. Now this guy is kind of huge. I am thinking of doing that, but now I'm kind of second guessing. Like I don't think that that's gonna do much for me. So I think I'm gonna take some splatter. Let's just take whatever's on here and do some stenciling. Okay. Okay, there we go. Just to have something else in the background as a layer. Okay, nothing much, right? Okay, see these little pieces of foam. Ugh, so annoying, so annoying. Okay, so I think we're gonna use these guys as additional texture. So let's see, do I have 3 that are different? That's the same, that's the same. Okay, this is the different one. Okay, and I think we're just going to adhere them like that. So we have 3 little pieces of ephemera. So this is from, I don't know if I showed it to you at the beginning, this big book. I mean, I'm gonna be having this for like the longest, for like years. So trying to utilize it as much as I can. I had used the bottom piece, which was more open, on the backs of some business cards, some playing cards to have journaling spots. So it is, or they are rather, dense enough that they're not gonna fall apart if I try to ink them. So I do want to ink them so that way, yes, I'm an aggressive kind of inker. So I do want to ink them so that you can distinguish them from the background. Okay, So that's guys done. And yeah, so let's go there. And then got this one here. I'm also looking and spying over to my little bin of goodies over here to see if maybe there's something that I could add, because you know we want to have some layers. Oh, the little fuzzies. Okay, so we have that. Let me see if there's something in here. I have fabric pieces, but I don't know if that's really gonna. Oh, I have that. What is this? This is tissue. Tissue paper? Like what is it called? It's not the one that you put in packaging, like when you're giving a gift, because that would be much thinner. This is actually coffee dyed paper that is from medical exam room. That's the word I'm trying to think of. Okay, so we're just gonna glue her down as a back layer to those. So we have another bit of texture. Yeah, I'm just gonna go like this because we're gonna cover a lot of this space. So just, you know, like that. Okay. We'll pull off anything that kind of feels like it's hanging over, right? And over down here. Okay, and we'll do that. Okay, we'll toss those. So I feel like today's been like a really low chill kind of day. Let's do that. And this, right? I think I'm gonna use the one that has a little bit more words and textures here and there. Hopefully, okay, good. I'm like, please let me not have been making a mess on the back, so that I can not have to do that. So we'll do that with some glue stick. Okay, let's go here. Right, I'll keep it on the tag. And then this one. Okay, I'm going to do that. And then this one here. Yeah, I know. It's automatic, right? Dun, 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 dun. Anyway. Alright. So yeah, so chill, low-key kind of craft today. I hope that you're enjoying. I guess I'm just tired from the mass make March. Oh my god, I said it right, finally. Oh, I forgot this little guy. I was doing these guys. I got a lot of drawings from Aesop's Fables, and so this is from The Monkey and the Camel, whatever that story is about. But I took all the drawings and I put them on cards to have them as ephemera. And I missed one, so he's gonna have to go on to something, because that's where all of these came from, these bits and pieces. I know, sidetrack, right? It's like, you know, shiny. But might as well, since I'm here, let's glue him down onto something. So hopefully you give me some grace in that right now. I'm just gonna glue him on here. I'll figure out the cutting of him and everything, because I did have to then cut them out of the cardstock. Okay, so yeah, so let's put him here. All right, thank you guys for letting me do that. So put them over there. All right, so let's get back to our main focus here. So we have the three pieces. So now we want to put the butterflies. So we have a butterfly here that we can put. Oh, I like that it kind of tucked in there unintentionally there. And then we have this one that is see, then it has to kind of go like that, right? That's like that. See this? Do I want them to touch or not to touch? Kind of. Let's see here. What do we think? What do you guys think? I don't know. I kind of like the juxtaposition, so I think I'm just gonna go with it for now. All right. So let's add adhesive all over. Okay, so it's 6 in the morning over here. You know me, night owl. So I am going to cut some of the butterfly off, and I'm going to put this one up here. a little bit this way. Yeah, so the bottom of this guy. And then we will have that shiny, shiny focal one in a second. Okay, we'll do that right here. Yes, okay. So Viola also, I noticed that, remember that they didn't have antennae. So I'm looking for a black not a marker, a pen, just a pen, nothing special, to kind of draw in some antennae, right? And for this one, it's just gonna go off the page. You can put it here, just to have a hint of that. That one kind of messed up, but I'm still good with it because we're gonna put a topper. And now we want to put this butterfly here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the center. So it has like some score lines there. So it's going to put some adhesive through the center of the body, right? And then let me shift some stuff around here. Sorry, I don't want nothing to fall on the floor. Please don't fall on the floor. And I'm gonna grab this, guys. I'm gonna grab some double-sided foam tape. Hopefully it's not gonna be too visible, but we're gonna take our chances to kind of help with this. Let's see, I may have just, no, well, I could pull this off because it's plastic, but yes, we're gonna do this. We're gonna turn it over and we're going to press the body down. There we go. Let's bring it down a little bit. Okay. All right. Yeah. Then we're going to, so even though it looks like it's going to stay popping up, it's actually going to help keep the dimension, but also keep it a little lowered flat down. So here we have our 3 of the butterflies. So let's clean this up and let's see if there's anything else we want to do, if we feel like it's done and done. Okay, so I'm also going to need a topper, so we shall see. Let's see here. Look at this. I'm going to cut off all the bits off the edges. Okay. Okay. All right. So, right. Do we want to keep this one? No, I'm going to cut it off. All right. So there's consistency across what we're doing here. Let's see. Do we want to add anything? I feel like I want to add some words, but I don't think I have any words readily near me to kind of throw on there. But here is our butterfly, 3 of butterflies. Like a word here, maybe a word there, I don't know. But she's pretty the way she is right now. We're gonna leave her. We're gonna look for a topper. See, I have a bunch of ribbons and things over here. Just gonna grab something. No rhyme or reason. I'm just cutting off a piece of lacy crochet lace that I have over here, and just gonna pull that through, and we're gonna have a little topper. Surprising that I actually got this from Temu, so just been trying to crack out all my supplies. All right, and then we need to just secure that like that. So I'm gonna grab my fabric tack, which is here. I put my adhesives into these guys so I don't have these gigantic bottles everywhere. Okay, just getting a little hard to squeeze out. I think the hull is clogged, or she needs some warming up because it's kind of chilly in my living room. Okay, studio. Okay, so we're gonna hold that down for a second or so. We're gonna turn this over and we're going to flare it out a little bit. Okay, so there we go. She just needs some warming up. All right, so that is, or these three, and I'm gonna bring them out again, are the hashtag grungy tag challenge. The prompt being 3 of something for 2026. So we have our large tag, 3 butterflies, 3 faux invoice slippy kind of things, right? We've got our around the world tag, our medium sized tag with 3 birds and 3 book pages that rings, 3 book page rings. And then we have our tiny tag, which is just a simple 3 green string and 3 little florals. I think I'm probably gonna need some adhesive under there. Okay, so that's the 2026. I'm gonna reset and we're gonna do the 2025, which is going to be book page. So I'm gonna pause, reset, and then we're gonna start recording again. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. Reset is grabbing a few things to think of as I was thinking about book page. And also to go get back and get our little random selection. So we're gonna stick our hands in here. We use the big one of that. So let's take one of these. Let's take one of these guys and see what we get. And one of these in here. Okay, so we need to pick out our tools again so that we can make our tags, and then we're going to discuss and craft. Oh, nice big map one this time. Some words. And then these are coupons. So this is where I do my thrifting. I feel like it's not really, it's a thrift, but it's a corporate thrift. So savings are minimal. Anyway, let's, I don't know. I just compared to what some people are getting out there, I'm just like, yeah, I'm getting robbed. So let's just create the tags that we need to do. I don't usually like to do that because I want to see, I messed up this one, so now I have to redo this one. I could tell when I looked at the front. And then the big one is over here. So, because if you don't get it in right, it's going to get crooked. So you have to get that little corner in there nice. Okay, so yet again, another map, but this time a big map. So, book page. Luckily I have some book pages left from Aesop's Fable. I mentioned that earlier in the video, so I'm probably going to go ahead and use that as part of this. I also grabbed a few other things that have book page imagery to it. Okay, so let's get our little tags, space thingies on here. Okay, all right. And again, we guess we'll start with the smallest one. Oh, I don't need this again. I'm like putting things to the side like I'm gonna use them again. So we'll go from smallest to largest. So what I pulled was some green backgrounds because I love green. Green is one of my favorites. I pulled some vellum because it was sitting there. And yeah. So I think I'm just gonna go like kind of cutesy on this one. I'm gonna put some, I think I'm gonna cover it, a lot of this Savers thing with this little green heart stuff. So let me grab out a ruler to cut. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna take out the trimmer for this. I'm just gonna use a straight edge ruler to kind of get a straight edge. And just to cover all of that. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna just put this back in my stash. I have the book page circles. Let me, you know what? Let me grab another one of those bad boys because, you know, we need to use them up. So we're gonna do that. Yes, we're gonna do that. We're gonna distress. Let's go back to the distressing. We'll do them one at a time. This time when we're working on the card. So we're going to do that ground espresso. So I love a good grungy. This is lifting. I'm just going to peel it off. So I'm covering most of the top anyway. Okay. So yeah, so green, red, they're my favorite. And then of course, oh, you must love, I do love Christmas, but you know, that's not why those are my favorite. I know that was horrible. I just flicked all the stuff that way. Let's just go right into it. Let's just get this guy glued down. Okay, this way. So we're going to put some book page. So this is going to be simple. It's going to incorporate book page, but that's pretty much going to be, it's not going to be it. I'm going to add something else here, but I just want to get this guy here down. Okay. That. All right, we're going to cut it off right away because I don't need it to be sticking out. Okay, what else can we add? Well, let's add some grunge to that side. See, that was a little bit outlined. I don't know if you can tell it, but I can see it from here. So I just left it like that. And let's see what we have over here. This is another one of those pieces. I think I want to kind of take part of it. So we have some words, right? It's not the best cutting, but it was a circle that I punched out of here too. Been doing a few things with circles, right? So let's see here. What can I do? Do I want it here? Do I want that? Okay, well, first of all, this little line down here is bothering me, even though I'm gonna ink it. I'm just like, why is that there? And I think I'm just gonna cut it in half. So I want a guide for that. Okay. So if you know anything about me, I don't tend to overthink when I'm decorating. Just pull things and kind of go with it. So there's not going to be a lot going on here. I might grab a flower just because it'll add a little pretty to the card. So let's go back to my little stack of flowers. Where did I put them? They had a little like singletons right here. This is one of them. Oh, I don't like that big piece on the top. I don't want that. I want something small, but I don't want that paper flower. I want a plasticky. You know what? Let's do that simple. There, that's all. I don't need to go crazy. I'm gonna fix that later. Doesn't have to be much. We're going to, let's put the flower down first. Okay. Okay. So there. And going to cut off the excess adhesive that hung over. Okay, so the flowers are there, nice little pretty. And then with this one, even though they're the same paper, right, I'm going to do something like this. Right? Yeah, something like that. So like two pieces together. And that's it. No harm, no foul. Let's glue them together first. So I'm just gonna hit that with some glue so I have that stuck together. Right? And now I have them there. I'm gonna just hit them with adhesive. All the back, yeah. And then I'm gonna do that. All right, and there's our first tag. I need a little topper. So let's see what I have in here. Okay, I don't know. Let's see, I have this, which is these little flowers. I don't know. I'm just gonna do it. Why not? Let's cut 2 of them out. Okay. Let's. I know that there's probably a front and a back. I'm not the best at getting that correct, but it's all right. We're gonna put it through the hole, and we're going to glue them together. So where's my Fabri-Tac? I'm gonna bring her back out. Okay, and just a little bit on the dot. We'll hold it there, and we are done with our first book page. So we've got our book page in there, and we've got something that looks like book pages there. Let's see this little weirdness right here. Okay, so it's just cute, just something simple. So that's number 1. Number 2, what are we gonna do here? Okay, so I grabbed a few things from our friendly place that, you know, I should be not buying from anymore, but every now and then the Temu urge heads back up. But I think now I need to just stop because there's so much. But part of it is because my stash isn't where I can easily access it, and so I feel like lacking. So let's go back to these florals. I think florals and book page is going to be a thing here. So if you can see in the background, there's flowers that are here, and so I want to add that to this. But I want to add it. Like I want to add it framed. So I have some of these frames that I purchased. I think there's another one. Oh, these. And they're not huge, but I could probably get a couple of elements in here. What do I want? This is so stark white. I think, oh, you know what? I actually have this, which is white-ish adjacent. I am going to distress it, of course, but let's see. Oh, these are the frames. What do I want to use? Let's see, look at these. I don't know. I feel like I want to do a circle, or rather an oval. Oh, let's grab that one. I don't know, it just called me. It said, hey y'all, hey y'all. So let's see if we can find it. I think it's this one. Okay. Oh, yes, I think it is. Right? No, maybe not. No, that's not it. Girl, you too happy to grab the first thing. Oh, here it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Yeah, that's not it. It's this one. I don't know why. I like the shape of that one. Okay. So I believe these are stickers. So we're going to use the sticker-ish of it all to kind of figure out where we're going to be. So if we have that, it's going to be a little focal image there of a flower with the book page behind it. Okay, let's keep thinking. Let me ink this guy up. Now, technically, these are book pages in the background. They were digital that I had gotten somewhere when I first started, which seems like it was forever ago, but it wasn't really. And I printed it on sticker paper to kind of, you know, make it easier to make the master boards because I wanted to like not have to deal with so much of the glue, and I thought I was being clever. But you know, you want to use real papers from real books, you kind of get over that. Do I want to do stenciling on this one? Let's see, what do I have? Do I have anything that feels book-ish? Let's see. I'm trying to grab them with my 2 little fingers. I felt like this is interesting. The grid I enjoy. You know, I think I'm gonna go with that. That's what called me at first. And we're going to do it down here. Alright, okay, so let's grab some fresh ink. I want it to be pretty visible, so Okay. Wow, that was a little disappointing. All of that effort for hardly anything. Maybe I need to be more aggressive, and I wasn't as aggressive as I thought I was being. You know, I was being gingerly, but in my brain, I thought I was being aggressive. Meh, meh. Not. Let's add a little bit of something, something up here. Let's use the circles as a little accent. Okay, all right, we're gonna stick her back. Yes, I know I'm horrible. I just have a little spot where I have the ones that I'm using right now. I have a ton of stencils, not accessible, so the same ones keep coming out over and over and over again. All right, so we're gonna have this here with the book page inside, and then maybe we will add some book page piece from here that, yeah, we'll see. So let's see, what do I want? Do I want to go with the white, or do I want to go with, do I have any other color? I think they're all this kind. Oh no, this is, yeah, I think this is better. So it's not as orangey yellow as this, but it's not as pale as that. So it's a good in between. And I think that it will give me enough comparison. So let's figure out, do we want to highlight something? Okay. I'm also thinking, do I want to also just take like a strip and layer? So yes, so I have a thought, I'm gonna go with it. So that means we're not using the yellow per se. Let's ink that little edge up. Okay, let's see where we're gonna put this at. I think this, I do want to keep it a straight edge. I'm gonna bust out the scissors. Let's just try to follow the words. Okay. Okay. And let's add to get the white off the paper off of there. So we're gonna do this. I know all of this for nothing. It happens. It happens. Okay. I think then with the book page, do I want to go here? So I'm gonna pull this. And then I'm going to add it on top of here as an extra little something. So what do I want to have there? Kind of, this kind of goes with that. This is kind of a different, I think more simple. I think I could do the yellow. Let's try to maximize. So let me cut this guy out, and then I'll cut around this, right? After we put it down. So I'm going to just fold this like this because I want to make sure that I get it. So I didn't stick this yet. I want to make sure I get it in a good spot. So let's see here. I want the book page. I want to show the book page like this. Okay, let's do that. Now I can pull this up. Okay, and now I can cut around the little frame. If it was really, really intricate, I'd worry. I could also, because it's not stuck, just go past or underneath the frame. You know, because who wants to do all that fussy cutting? So as long as you didn't burnish the sticker down, we should be good. Okay, and let's get this little corner. All right, so we'll put that to save for another day. This is going to be nice and stuck down. Okay, let's add a little to the edge, the whiteness of that. Okay, and we haven't glued the other thing down yet, so let's do that first. Okay, we're going to use this. I'm liking the texture of this, but the small size is so frustrating because I'm like, I bought two. They were like, I don't even remember how much, but I was like, all right, let's try them. And I actually like the texture, and it has like a funny smell. Like, it smells nice, if that makes any sense. And I'm like, that can't be good for me because it smells nice. I want to sniff it, but no, we're not trying to sniff it. All right, so then we're going to put the flower here, right? So we are going to cover up. Ooh, do I want to do that and cut off some of the frame? Do I mind that? I don't know. I think I do mind it though, because then it'll be like that. Yeah, I don't mind that. Okay, let's do that. Can't be afraid to cut pieces off of an element that was already made, meaning like a sticker or whatever. Can't be afraid to do that. Make it your own. Okay, so let's go back over here. I like this right here. Okay. Now I could, let me see, how would it look? Would that bother me? I mean, it's not necessary, so I think I'm just going to cut it off. It's not doing anything for the back, so why would I do that? You know, just throwing it off like, where are you coming from? Why are you here? What's your purpose? Ooh, I could add a little piece there. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I'm going to do that. Right? Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Okay. Right. All right, there we go. All right, I like that. I think it's interesting. Let's ink up the edge that we just trimmed. Let's ink up the other side that we just added, the other part of the frame. Now, do we feel like it's book paged enough? I don't know. So I was looking at about these little pieces that I have here, and I was kind of thinking if I could almost make like a little bit of a ruffle kind of effect of a book page kind of ruffle, and maybe like a, not a fan, but let's get this off of here. All right, and let's get this off of here. I don't need that. I don't like this little bulb here. And what can we tuck there? I think I'm going to use something else from my little stash of pieces. Just a little circle, just another shape to add, right? I want to do this because I want to add some texture to the page, a little dimensional aspect to the page, right? I'm going to cut this piece off. I don't need all of that. Okay, for now I'm going to put it in my little bin of whatever. Okay. And I think I started to do this. I didn't think I did it enough. Okay. Let's glue these guys together. So we're going to tuck some glue there, a little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue there. Not the whole thing, because I don't want to remove the idea of having those lifted pieces. Okay, this guy is sticking out a little too much. Readjust. I'll get that later. I think we're going to put that there. Okay. And we're just going to put this little circle right on top, just to have a little bit of a little embellishment-y thing going on there. All right, so, and then I will consider she done. Okay, so I'll do that. Trying to book page, and then put a good amount because we want it to stick to all the layers and also to the back. Good. Well, etc. Okay. All right. Now we need a topper. So we will go back to our little jar of whatever and see if we have something interesting that could play on. Oh, I have some of this. So this is some old curtain that kind of goes like that. It's just vintage old. We washed it and it shredded, and so I just keep it. And I said, you know what, we'll coffee dye it and I'll use it for moments like this. So it's never going to be a closure, but it is going to be available. So do I want adhesive? No. I'm going to do, where is it? I know I had a little piece in here. Okay, where is it? Here it goes. This little piece of gold that was there. Oh my goodness. I'm about to throw something on the floor by accident. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Hold up. I close this up. I need something heavy-ish. Okay. Just gonna tie a little knot at the top of this. I think the gold is gonna accent that little flower, right? And give it a little something special to the whole tag thing. So there you go. Nothing crazy. We got our second tag. And now let's work on our third, which is the map. Now, map, book page, this one, I don't know. I gotta ink her up. I think I see something over there I need to go grab. Stuff. Okay, so we got the book page, we got this. And kind of like, how can I get the world, the world, kind of related to this? Well, I saw this from the corner of my eye. It's an envelope. Do I want to mess? No, I don't want to do that. I thought it was just I was thinking, oh, I could add that and still see the below it. Like, finish your words. This has skulls. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I had another piece of vellum over here. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So that's out. What was it else that I was seeing in my head? I thought I saw something over here. Give me a moment. I'm reaching way over there for the pile of stuff that I have and stuff. Let's see here. Book pages. Do I have something that makes me think of book pages? Oh no, I don't, not really. Alright guys, this is gonna be hard. Okay. You know what, I don't want to go back and use the same thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but I kind of wanted to use a bunch of different things. Alright, let's go over here for a minute. Not to the frames. We've already used those, but the other thing that I pulled out is typically is corners. These little corners here. So I wanted to kind of incorporate a corner in here. I thought it would be interesting. I think I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with these. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I just need something that has some text that's not, you know, I don't know. It needs to be a little bit more of a piece of. These are all too small, and they're going in the wrong orientation. So let me take. I have more pages down here. Hold up. Let me see if I can grab something. Ooh, can I get rid of some? Let's take a piece of that for now. Almost, guys, almost. Almost. Is this? No. Okay. Oh no, this is religious. religious. Yes, I've taken apart religious texts. It doesn't bother me, but if I'm gonna put you guys to watch stuff, I wanna respect in that respect. In that respect. Gosh, I had another. Oh, here we go. It's behind things. I had another one of these things where I had some book pages that I had printed on, like that. So that might be able to be utilized to add. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's also gonna give me the height. And so it was supposed to be the back of a card and stuff. So I can do that. Right, and I could let's cut this down. Let's just cut this over here. Okay, like that. Let's put this back in our stash. She's a little crooked, but that's okay. Let's ink her up. Okay. Yeah. And then we need to have something else be on here. It needs, this is more base. This is not really focal, in my opinion. I think I'm going to take a piece of this. We'll just throw her to the side for now. To add a little something, something, right? Okay, yeah. Let's ink her. So I was just thinking, why is everything her in my head? I don't know. Maybe it's the female being the female, etc., like that. But also, you know, I say, why not make it him? Let me, you know, because I'm manipulating and moving him around and this and this and that. You know, it's like fun. But then I got all negative and I was like, well, if it was a him, maybe things wouldn't get done. I'm so bad. All right. Okay, I'm liking that overlap here. Let's grab a couple of these because I do want to use them, because that was kind of the incipitus of, you know, having with the book page. I said, oh, I have these guys, so let's crack them open, see what we have here. Don't have to, I'm not going to do all four corners, obviously, because that would not be making too much sense. But I can add, and it's going to go with that little 5. Do I want them to be more straight in juxtaposition? Yes, that's what I want. I want it to be straight so that it's different than the rest of everything being surrounded. Problem solved. Question asked and answered within a second. So we're going to put these away. We still need a focal. Okay, so, oh my goodness, I don't know. Don't I have something? All right, you know what? Let's get this down first, and then we'll go and look over there for something to be a focal. So I'm gonna put this down with a little bit of glue stick. Okay. Okay, this is going to be, trying to keep this edge straight because I know I have something covering over here. That would be this. So with this one, I want to get this edge glued, and then I can have a little bit of lift on the other side, and this side is just going to be straight, if that makes sense. Okay, so I have a little movement here. That's not anything that's bothering me right now. All right, super quick, but I still need a focal. I still need focal. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Let me go in here. There was a funky. Now it's from a book, and it was this lady. She's kind of creepy. But you know what? She's from Aesop's Fables. It's about the old lady and the wine or something or another. And so I'm gonna use her because why not? As my focal, and I know this from a book, and you know it's from a book, and so book page. Yeah, so we're gonna put her there, but first we need to put these guys down. So I believe that they're stickers, or maybe they're not. I don't know. Let me see. Where's the package? What does it say here? Oh, it says corner stickers. All right. You know what? I think I'm going to need to try that whole thing that I don't know how to do, which is to get it. Oh, that works. That works. Let me lift up the other one and then before I put the thing back to art glitter. There we go. Wow. Wow. Cool, cool, cool beans. Okay. So let's put this guy here. Now, it is feeling rather sticky, but we're going to add a few drops here and there of art. Okay. I'm going to lift it so that I could position it the way that I want, which is to line up to this edge and the bottom on a nice even keel. Oh, my sticker, my thing. Okay, and then with this one, the same thing. Let's peel this off. And we're going to add a few drops here and there of this. Okay. And do the same thing. Okay. There we go. Okay, interesting. It's going good. Now, let's bring her onto the scene. And of course, she's going to be in contradiction to that. I'm going to push her over a little bit, maybe. And maybe we need to... So when I cut them out, I did the deco cut. And then I put it on the piece. And I was like, oh, that's part of it. But maybe I need to deco her regardless. Can I get to that? Of course not. Why would you be able to get? That would make life too easy. So we're gonna kind of mimic a little bit of that deco. I think that would be more interesting than a straight edge. So I'm just wiggling the paper. I will hit it up with inking again, because that didn't, you know. Okay, so we're almost done. I don't know how long this video. I feel like it's super long, but I've been kind of really chill in my house this morning and just, you know, doing some low-key, nothing rushed and stuff. So hopefully you have hung out with me until the end. If you are brand new to the channel, maybe you consider subscribing. That would be awesome. And if you are a subscriber and are returning yet again, thank you so much. Thank you for being there and hanging in and coming back. You are awesome. And in any case, liking and commenting would be awesome. So maybe you guys consider doing that. Okay. I will say, the 2-for-1, I don't know. I think that that's a choice that I wanted to make because I wanted to give a good video that had some, you know, multiple of content since it's not a mass make or a big old project. Okay. So, okay, tons better, but I feel like I want her to be here because I want to see this, but then I feel like she's getting on top of this. So, but I think I'm going to do that, but I'm going to put her on dimensions. So let's go ham on the dimensions. I know I'm being excessive, but I really don't want her to dip. And these guys come from the Dollar Tree. Not that that's like, oh, they're so cheap. It's like, but it is, you know, they're relatively inexpensive. It's not a, you know, a huge thing. You get a good amount and it gives a good height. It's a lot thicker than some of the other stuff you get that has dimension. So as I was saying, I'm going to show you again all 3 of these, and then we'll be done, and hopefully you shall return. But yeah, today's been kind of chill. So, okay, here we go. All right, let's see where we're putting her. I'll put in the weird old lady right here. Okay, pressing it down nice so all of the foam adheres. So now it doesn't bother me so much. I'm a little crooked, but that's okay. That she's on top of the frame because of the lift. All right, and now we need a topper. So what can we do? I think I want something dark or darkish. Let's see if I have anything. I think I do have. Maybe something, maybe because it'll play off of that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Oh, I've been taking these and I was like, ooh, I felt it and I was like, oh no, we gotta take this off nicely, cause you know what? This is going in a layer. This is gonna be layered. So yeah, so I just pulled it off like that. And look at that. This is nice brown tissue paper. Isn't that cool? Let's just stick some under there. No. Where's my thing? Okay. I found it. Alright, so we're just going to make a short one. We're not going to do anything crazy long. Cutting a piece right there. Put the rest back there. Let's shove this, push this through. Oh, thank God I didn't make this dirty. Like the last time. Okay. Alright, I don't know how I feel about this unraveling. Why am I trying to unravel the other side? What's wrong with me? Alright, and let's see. Let's go to our fabric tack again, because you know this is thick. She thick. Alright, so as I was saying my goodbyes, this is book page. I'm going to remind you again that this is the hashtag grungy tag challenge from 2000 throwback to 2025. You just saw the 2026, which was 3 of something. And it is by Lori, Piles of Paragraphs. And yeah, just a little crafty make. You know what? Let me try supposedly pinking shares, right? I know you're never going to get rid of me. I just keep going. I think it's a habit, you know, all my life. We go to parties, fiesta, whatever, people's houses and chilling. You know, gotta be the last Puerto Ricans out. Don't know how to go, don't know how to leave. You gotta say goodbye, you know, 12 times. Anyway, so let's take a look at our book page. So we got our big tag, our small tag, our medium tag, and our small tag. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. And until next time, ciao, ciao. Bye.